Go, Ninja! Go!
Today I have something absolutely outstanding to show you, which is Ninjago Legacy Thunder Raider. It's considered one of the best legacy sets ever released, and let me tell you, not without a reason. But first, let me tell you what Legacy actually is. Legacy is a subteam of Ninjago that reintroduces and reimagines some sets and scenes from previous seasons of Ninjago TV show in some modernized and cool way. And it also gives you a great chance to get your hands on some Ninjago classics if you missed out on them 10 years ago or so. This beauty here was available for a very short time. It was released in the beginning of 2020, and in Europe it was available only until the middle of that year and all along 2020 in the US. And it was retailing for about $50 or euros. Okay, so let's take a look at the box first. The box art is very clean and very dynamic at the same time. We are presented with a fight scene, Thunder Raider and the mech are clearly visible, so are all the minifigs, and as a background we have a Ninjago City skyline with Borg Tower clearly visible in the middle, and I think it's a very nice reference to the third season of Ninjago. On the ledge you have some minifigures, and on the back there are some play functions. What I always enjoy and appreciate about Legacy boxes is this section with printed frames from the TV show, which allows you to compare the source material with the actual model. That would be all as for the box, so let me show you the completed set now. As you can see, the set comes with two main builds, the titular Thunder Raider and Cole's mech, and we have 5 minifigs here. The 2 bad guys, Overlord and Nindroid, and 3 ninjas. And the first thing you're building is Cole's mech, so let's start with it. The first thing you must notice here are these colors. So there's a lot of black, a lot of pearl gold, and a lot of grey tones as well, and I think that it gives the mech quite a mechanical vibe. And there are some very nice structures created here by those big black windscreens, these Nexo shields, and those pearl gold ingots. And there are 4 stickers here, 2 on the windscreens serving as pauldrons and 2 on legs. I think, it's just enough to give this model an extra pop, but not too many of those. It's a very clever build. The building process was very enjoyable, especially if you're into mechs, and these joints give you a very nice articulation and posability, and it makes playing around with this model a pure pleasure. There are 2 joints on each leg, 2 on each arm, and you can even lift those buildable pauldrons. Though to be honest, I'm not sure if that was an intended play feature or it's just a result of them being connected to the mech by the combination of bars and clips. You can open up the cockpit to remove or put back Cole there, and I really like these reddish brown parts here imitating the leather padding, and I think that Cole really appreciates this comfort level too. And as for play functions, apart from aforementioned posability, we have those dart launchers built into each arm. So let me show you how the launcher actually works. Nothing surprising about that, but we've all seen how it works in different kind of sets. Still, I think that it's a very fun thing to play with. These guns along these pearl gold long blades and these unicorn horns of death make this mech very heavily armed, and from the back it looks very strong, very bulky and quite badass. The backside, however, it's rather unremarkable, but it doesn't really bother me. And there is also one more very cool play function here, but let me circle back to that once we cover the Thunder Raider, so let me focus on that vehicle now. Just as it was with the mech, one glance at the Raider is enough to tell whose ride this is, so there are a lot of blue, dark and pearl gold tones, so you can say right away that a ninja is riding this vehicle and that ninja is Jay. And building the vehicle was very enjoyable, not a dull moment there, well, maybe except of putting those threadlings together. However, they came up with wonderful practical feature here, and I mean these little rubber pins. They give you some extra friction and allow caterpillars to move easily even on smooth surfaces. And these front rollers and those rear wheels were quite fun to put together, and the rear wheels are actually inverted. They are attached by round bricks and axles decorated with pearl gold wheel covers, and they are connected to the body with the help of these Technic beams, which doesn't look very elegant, but it really doesn't bother me too. I do appreciate the shapes of the Raider's body. It's very high-techy, very angled, and decorated with these pentagonal plates here, known also as Nexo shields, and some stickers. Not too many of them. I think that they were not too hard to apply. And the first play function of this model is a pretty obvious one. So a cockpit windscreen is movable, so you can easily put there or remove from there J. And the second one is much more enjoyable. Furthermore, it allows you to reveal some extra details of the set. So you can slide back this entire middle section of the Raider, and in one move deploy these missile launchers, and you have to fold them manually after sliding the middle section to the front. But I think that the mechanism is still very satisfying to play with. And as we were playing with it, let me show you the main drive. And I must say I was really impressed by the way a pearl gold lantern was paired with a dark trans blue round brick on top of a flat silver ingots and harmonized with those trans dark blue popsicles here. It looks really amazing. One last thing before we move on to minifigs. Remember I mentioned one more play function of the mech? There are Technic pins on the back of the mech and matching holes at the rear part of the Raider, and you can sit the mech down in the back of the truck and connect them together with those pins. And you can even flip around those arms to make it look even cooler. I think anyone would have to agree that it looks extremely powerful now. It's basically a futuristic sci-fi Ninjago tank, and yes, I know that I'm kinda repeating myself, but this set is so fun. Okay, so I think that's all there was to say about both models, so let's move on to minifigs. This set comes with 5 minifigs, 3 for the good guys, which are ninjas obviously, and 2 for the bad guys, and let's focus on our protagonists first, which are Cole, Jay and Lloyd. Even though the set is based on the 3rd season of Ninjago, our ninjas come here in suits heavily inspired by the 4th season, which is Tournament of Elements, one of my favorites by the way, and that's often the case when it comes to legacy sets. They mix some elements from different seasons or add some totally new ones to shake things up a bit, and I'm totally okay with that. That's the charm of legacy, I'd say. Not everything must be a 100% accurate representation of the source material, and I think that it even shouldn't be to avoid being repetitive. Their torsos and legs are quite similar in design, and they come in their different signature colors, so black for Cole, green for Lloyd and blue for Jay, and each torso was supposed to have the word Master written in Ninjargon on the front of the robe. Unfortunately, there's a typo on each, and those letters actually spell out Manter instead. And on the upside, that typo is the reason why Jay is unique to the set, so you cannot get him in that misspelled robe anywhere else. And by the way, it's also the only unique minifigure that comes here. And on the back of each ninja we can see their elemental emblems, and the ones for Jay and Cole match stickers on the Raider and the mech respectively, and I think it's a really nice touch. Each ninja head is dual-sided, angry expression on the one side and smiley greeny one on the other, and I love the fact they came here with their signature hairpieces. Well, those newer ones at least, as they were updated in 2017 I believe, and each ninja gets a matching bandana. Lloyd has a flat silver katana as an accessory, Jay has these buildable nunchucks, and our boy Cole here has got not only a buildable hammer, but he's also got a green hot dog too. So Cole is the foodie of the team. That would explain a hot dog, but why the sausage is in sand green, right? Did it go bad or something like that? So according to the designers, it is a reference to Cole's season 6 appearance, as he was a ghost in that season, and thus his head was in a sand green color in sets of all that wave. However, I come to think of this hot dog as a wasabi dog, because, well, why not, and it looks like that for me. Still, I think that is a very fun detail. Okay, so let's focus on our bad guys now. Go, ninja, go! We have a Ninjoid Warrior and the Overlord, and both of them are mainly black with dark purple accents. and Nindroid comes with an absolutely brilliant headgear with a cyborg electronic eye and striking silver pattern, and it's a painted detail, not a double molded one if you'd be curious, and his head is double-sided. It's actually one very similar print on both sides, just a mirror reflection really, and the legs are plain black. The torso is printed on both front and the back, and you really gotta appreciate the work of designers on that one. And as an accessory, he has this high-tech chainsaw with a clip-on flat silver axe. The Overlord is hands down one of the best minifigs that appeared in Ninjago Legacy. Just look at him, he looks wonderful and even quite creepy at the same time. And as he has 4 arms, Ninjago Classic, he comes with 2 sets of torsos, and both of these are printed, but the upper one is especially stunning. These purple and golden prints are just exquisite, and they match this trans-purple printed head and marbled black trans-blue ghost legs just perfectly. And he has a black helmet of shadows, that's how it's called in Ninjago at least, with those decorative antlers to make him look even more badass. His accessory is almost identical to Nindroid's weapon, but with an extending bar to make it look more like a staff, I think, and it also makes balancing the minifigure much easier. I think that's all as for minifigs, so let's move on to spare parts now. I'd say there's quite a decent selection of spare parts included in this set. We have an extra bandana for each ninja, and let me tell you, as a minifigure guy, I really appreciate it. And there are 2 additional lightsaber hilts, one in red, one in pearl dark grey, 2 katanas, and an extra dart or a missile if you prefer, and an extra rubber pin for threads. And yes, there's an extra sand green wasabi sausage as well. And we also have some extra stats, pins and other useful elements. And we have a fresh brick separator, and yes, I know that most of you probably have more than enough of this, but I still think that it's quite nice to get a new unchipped one every now and again. Okay, so I think that it would be all as for spares. And in that case, let me sum it all up for you and give you my verdict on this set. This set is absolutely awesome. I'll be honest with you, I had very high expectations as for it, as I wanted to get it from the moment it was announced and I saw the first promotional graphics. Fortunately, it even exceeded my expectations. Building experience was such a pleasure, and I'd say it was even educational as for mech building. And of course, what also must be highlighted is the fact that you're getting 2 quality full-scale models for quite a reasonable price. Moreover, it was not only fun to build, but it's also very fun to play with. Minifigs selection is exquisite, each of them beautifully printed with cool accessories, and one of the best legacy minifigs ever released, which is Overlord here, and one exclusive one, which is Jay with a typo on his robe. The only downside of this set I can think of is its availability. It was on shelves for a very short time, and most of the time you were able to get it only on brand stores or in official LEGO online shop. However, if you can only get your hands on this set, I cannot recommend it enough, though you may have to pay for it at least 50% more than RRP. That would be all for today. Thank you very much for watching, I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, you can always give me a thumbs up or leave a comment or even subscribe. I'm just starting out my YouTube channel, so it would be of a great help. And if you want to take a closer look at the set, you can visit my Instagram page, it's Habit of Bricking. And I'll hope to see you around here next week. I'll have another review for you then. Bye. Okay, and scary.
Super nice.